Well, on Wednesday, President Biden is set to outline how he plans to pay for his multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure plan, a proposal likely to include tax hikes for many. Here now is Robert Wolf, former economic advisor to President Obama, a Fox contributor, and I assume he has the ear of at least several people in the Biden administration. Robert, I got to tell you, I know we have disagreed on many things, but we've agreed on a lot of things as well. And one thing we agree on is you have to be careful about taxes because you don't want to squelch coming out of a recession like we've been in, right?
Yeah, so two things, David, thanks for having me on. First of all, it's imperative that we do an infrastructure bill. We have something like 700,000 bridges, of which over 10% are deficient. 40% of rural communities don't have broadband. We have very few electric vehicle charging stations. So to your point, how do you pay for something that's going to be north of $1.5 trillion?
And the answer?
It's going to be tax reform. And where you and I may agree on one area is this idea of a 15% minimum tax for corporations on booked income. It's something I've spoken to.
Let me just, for those who don't know, let me just be specific about it. You get rid of all deductions and you lower the corporate tax rate that everybody has to pay down to 15.
No, that's the Republican plan.
Okay, well, then we have a difference of opinion. Go ahead and explain yours.
The Democratic plan and the Biden plan is that there is a minimum 15% tax on booked income, period. So you're not going to have these people who are using carry loss forwards pay 0%. You're not going to have the GEs of the world or the Apples pay 0%.
Or the Amazons, yes.
And a lot of people think there should be a minimum corporate tax. The thing that you and I will likely disagree on, but I'm more in the middle, is the idea of the corporate tax going from 21 to 28. I actually think there could be a bunch of support, both the Republican and Democratic side, at like 25%.
Yes.
I think when you get above 25%, it's probably going to be a very
interestingly, Robert, the world average is 24.7%. So that 25% is just about exactly what the world average. But it's the small businesses, and of course we care most in this country about small business. They create most of the jobs in this country, who worry that they're going to get hit, the so-called pass-throughs, because the Biden administration has talked about maybe getting rid of some of the benefits that they receive from the Trump administration. And these are people that book their profits as personal income. And if their personal income tax rates go up, they get hit harder.
Great point. And let's just be clear. You know, all of the Biden plan is not going to pass through reconciliation, certainly won't pass with 60 votes. So you're going to have to take some of the plan and go forward with it. I think with pass-throughs is something that may even have a tough time getting through reconciliation, because 1 in 5 small businesses have actually closed during COVID. So we have to regenerate the whole environment of small businesses.
Absolutely. By the way, there's some moderate Democrats who've spoken out. Axios had a piece on this, who say that you have to be very careful, sounding very much like you, that you have to be very careful the way you design these. Maybe if you add a tax, you reinstall salt or something like that, something that might help those people that are being kicked in one way, they get a carrot in another way. But who rules the day? Will it be the progressives who have a much more radical approach to what you call tax reform, or more centrists like yourself?
Yeah, I think it's binary, right? Which is easier, getting the 50th vote or the 10th Republican? I think they're both difficult, but I think the 50th vote means you need to get Manchin, Sinema, Tester.
Right.
And thus, I think it's going to be much more center-left than what I would say far-left, because you're going to need to get Manchin and Sinema's vote. And the far-left idea of, wealth tax and things like that, that's just not going to fly.
All right. Good stuff. Robert Wolf, great to see you, Robert. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.